I'd been single for a while, but my friends just wouldn't stop getting married and having babies. It seemed like everybody was #blessed. I signed up for the I Found Love and Babies package on Lifefaker.com. Instead of getting an engagement ring, I just got the pictures. Now I have a perfect hubby and 3 little angels and pomegranate puree for breakfast every morning. I've never seemed happier.
You're seeing these amazing photographs all the time of what are people's better lives, these holidays, these looking marvellous. Even though the young people know this isn't how this person is all the time, it still makes them depressed to see it.
Have I ever been dishonest on social media?
I don't 100% adhere to the truth.
There's a photo here of Canary Wharf with the emoji of a bag of $signs.
But basically the caption, spending the weekend in Norwich, triple vodkas galore with Jack Garrett.
I'd gone on a walk on my own on like a Saturday afternoon because I had no mates in London at the time. And then I've put a photo up with a $sign.
And even though in that photo it looks like he and I are having a lot of fun and I'm drinking because I want to, I was actually drinking because I was absolutely miserable.
Trying to impress people that I'd lived in a cool place in London.
So I was kind of using Instagram to reflect what I really wanted for myself, but just couldn't have.
This whole campaign, the Lifefaker campaign, which was a website where you could choose packages on social media to make a satirical point about how we use social media.
We all know that a lot of us potentially use social media to create an image of our lives that's not necessarily perfectly true. You know, social media can be very detrimental to people's mental health, and the way we use social media can really affect our mental health, or it can bring to light our mental health often.
But what has increased at an absolutely alarming rate is the number, particularly of young people who've got mental health difficulties. We know from our report and our studies that we did, talking to young people, that what really affects them negatively, what really causes them anxiety and depression, fear of missing out, is looking at these Instagram feeds and these Snapchats and the Facebooks where you're seeing these amazing photographs all the time of what are people's better lives, these holidays, these looking marvellous. Even though the young people know this isn't how this person is all the time, it still makes them depressed to see it.
I suppose the purpose of the Lifefaker campaign in particular is to highlight some of the unhealthy behaviours with social media in a funny way, using comedy and parody in particular.
When people aren't being honest online, you know, and just putting out those fake kind of posts about what's going on for them, they need to take a look at what's really going on in their lives. Because what you're doing is you're not being authentic. You're not opening up your heart and your communication to what's really going on in your life. And you're coming from more this mind place that I'm going to be perfect. I'm going to make everybody like me, and I'm going to come at this from this point of view. When people open up and are honest and open, there's an authenticity that people can relate to.
I think social media at its finest is about connection and true connection with others.
I posted this on World Suicide Prevention Day last year, and it was the first post I'd done on the subject, or even touched on, to be honest. I went as, I've been to the doctors for a few things this year: fractured finger, buggered knee, concussion, anxiety and depression medication, and tinnitus. There's no difference between the physical and mental illness or injury, apart from one is visible and universally accepted, whilst the other is invisible and misunderstood.
There was 100 reasons not to do it, and I couldn't really see why I did in the first place. I don't know why I wrote it, I don't know why I chose to post it. I didn't know who I was helping, I didn't know if it was helping for someone else or helping myself in some form of way. But I think it's good to get that message out there. I think it's great for people to see. And when not just me posting it and them seeing me, but seeing people from all walks of life commenting underneath and sharing their experience and stories. So now when I do create that type of content, I try and make it a way for people to join in and share their experiences, so people know that mental health isn't an isolating factor.
You know, what we want from this campaign is for people to think about what they're doing. That's it. You know, if you go to press post on a social media post, just think about why you're doing it, you know.
One thing that's really important to understand is oftentimes addictive behavior underlines, there's an underlying avoidance of something that leads to an addictive compulsive behavior.
So one step that can be helpful as a kind of first step to break that cycle is to try and be a bit more mindful.
Taking time to just track behaviors.
Take an hour a day where you are deliberately mindful about your relationship with your phone.
What am I feeling right now that's making me want to reach for my phone? What am I avoiding?
When you decide to use it, what are you using it for? What's your intention? And must you really use it at that time?
Does it actually make you feel any better after you do it? Is it just a quick dopamine hit, or are you actually getting gratification?
There's a danger to posting a million times something that isn't real, because that's not you.
And we need to remember that social media is a managed concept. You know, we're managing what people are seeing in our lives. So
I think this Lifefaker campaign is something that's really needed to just show people, you know, like, it's getting to that point now where a company like Lifefaker could actually exist and people would perhaps actually buy their products.
And then the real you that may be feeling quite isolated or insecure or anxious or depressed or stressed, or even joyous and really happy, isn't able to express itself. And then you're kind of left feeling actually pretty disconnected, which is extremely perverse considering the whole point of social media and just technology in general is to connect us more than ever. So, yeah, not good, basically.